KOTZ AM 720. The time is now 9:38 here in KOTZ on Friday morning, July 22nd of 2022. And I'm joined here with a group of people from the ARENA, which is the Arctic Remote Energy Networks Academy. They're up here visiting for a bunch of the energy that's been going around. They're going to be looking at our solar power grids and our power plants and things like that, not only here in KOTZ, but it looks like you guys are also going out towards the villages too as well. So we're just going to go ahead and start off with you on the right, and you can go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sure, thank you. My name is Heather Shilton. I'm the director for Nunavut Nukiksauti Corporation, or NNC, which is the regional Inuit development corporation for the Kikitani region of Nunavut, Canada.
And I'm Shivani Chatalia with Enerstore Incorporated. We're actually a company based in Toronto in Canada, and we work on energy storage and microgrid project development all across Canada and remote places as well.
Yes, hello, my name is Niels, and I'm from Greenland. I'm working for the national-owned utility company in Greenland named Nukiksauti. I'm a staff officer and I'm a civil engineer, but I'm specialized within energy and technical installation, and I'm of course participating here in the ARENA program.
And I think we have another person back here. Are you going to introduce yourself too? I think we have a couple of people here in this studio with us today.
Yeah, my name's Amanda Bird. I am actually the chief storyteller and one of the assistants in helping with the ARENA program from the Alaska Center for Energy and Power, which is part of the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Hi, yeah, and I'm Rob Cook. I'm with the Canadian federal government, and I'm the technical lead for Canada for the ARENA program.
Well, it's nice to meet you all, you guys here. We got definitely a diverse group of people here from Greenland, Canada, and all over the place. You know, that's wonderful to have. I was doing a quick research that you guys sent me with the thing you guys in the email yesterday, and it looks like you guys got a lot going on, all over the world. And it's amazing that you guys are collaborating on this kind of a scale, working, getting better power and energy for especially small rural communities such like ours up here in KOTZ. You guys came in yesterday. You guys got a chance to take a look around the power plants and such like that. You want to go ahead and start off why you're here, what you're doing?
Absolutely, yeah. So I work for the Regional Inuit Economic Development Corporation for the Kikitani region of Nunavut, and we have quite a few renewable energy projects currently under development. We have quite a few hurdles that we still need to overcome, largely in sort of the regulatory space and figuring out how things are going to work with the utility. So it's been pretty inspiring to be here in KOTZ and sort of in some of the other communities in Alaska to better understand how those relationships have been working between Indigenous communities and the utility, and seeing what the potential really is for renewable energy development in remote communities.
That's pretty great. We've had several other people coming up here too to talk about this, and energy's been like the biggest topic this summer so far, the last few months, because especially with the gas prices going up and things like that, pretty sure rural communities are having a lot of challenges with that, and so having a renewable energy source will greatly help in these kind of communities and things like that. And I'm assuming that's what you guys were up here to take a look at and see how we're working, because I know not too long ago we just installed our solar panels out there, and we just got like a lot of them last time I saw the picture of it. And we also got our solar panels too, or not solar panels, but the windmills. And so did you guys get a chance to see those out there yet? You guys did?
Yeah.
I see a lot of heads nodding.
We had the opportunity yesterday to go out and see the windmills and see the solar panels and the battery facility that you have in KOTZ. So it was definitely a really, really cool experience to see how they're operating and speak with the folks who are running the system on how all those different components work together. And even all the logistics in a remote place, it can be very challenging of how do you bring in such a big wind turbine. And so they told us about how they built an ice road and chartered the boat to bring it in. And so that's very relevant to the types of, we're working on similar projects in Nunavut, and it's are running into a lot of the same challenges. So definitely a lot of lessons learned that we can benefit from.
And that's like something like shipping. So like, because I know having been, because we're so far from, a major city like Anchorage is where mainly we get like a lot of our stuff from. So we get a lot of stuff that's shipped in from the barge, such for bigger items and things like that, as well as we're flying stuff in. But shipping is a challenge to get stuff up here, especially when it comes to batteries. I know that I just for the last couple of years, I've been working through trying to go online, trying to buy batteries just for my cell phone and things like that, and it's almost impossible to ship those things kind of thing up here to Kotzebue. So there's that challenge. And so I wanted to ask you guys, when you guys went out there and saw the solar panels and all the windmills and the batteries and things like that, was there any similarities from the other places that you've gone to?
Yes, of course, there were many similarities. One thing I recognized was the poles which are wearing the solar panels. They have probably been straight when they were mounted, but now you could see they have moved. So that means you have the permafrost here. And we also have permafrost in Greenland. And the world are getting warmer, global warming or local warming, I don't know, but something happened. And that means all our constructions, they are not so secured any longer than they were before. So that's really a big challenge we have in Greenland, and I see they have the same channels here. So many similarities.
That's interesting that you brought that up, with the permafrost, and that's something I never even thought about underneath, with the winter solar panels, and you notice that here. So that's something I never even considered. But that's I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a similar challenge that you guys are dealing with over there in Greenland, and I'm assuming maybe there in Canada as well. Do you guys have wind turbines up there and solar panels?
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we think is really important about ARENA. We're trying to bring in participants from across the Arctic, because we are all facing the same challenges, and we're all trying to solve them in our own ways. So if we can bring people together and we can look at the lessons learned in other communities and other areas and take those back to our own regions, hopefully we can do something to fight climate change. So yeah, it's really important for us.
That's a very great point, being able to collaborate and learning from each other's mistakes, and because we are definitely kind of in the same arena. We're at the top, the north hemisphere of the world over here, and so it's amazing to see all you guys come together to collaborate and share ideas, and I hope that we benefit as well up here, learning from you guys as well. And it looks like you guys are going to be going out to the villages here pretty soon. I think I saw Deering on the schedule. You guys are going to Deering, Buckland, and Shugnak, and you guys are going to be checking out these places over there. So I'm excited for you guys to go out there and experience our neck of the world over here. Is there anything that you would like to add over there? I know you were just okay. Yeah, we'll go with you then.
Yeah, I think I just want to say sort of thank you to the organizers of ARENA. I think the past few days have been really exciting and very valuable for me anyway, in bringing the knowledge that we're learning here back to Iqaluit Nunavut, where I live. It's pretty fascinating to see that we all face a lot of similar challenges, and there's very different sort of regulatory environments that we have to work within. But ultimately, we all want to get folks off diesel, and that's the ultimate goal. So if we can continue to do that and work together and share knowledge and better understand where it's worked in other communities and maybe where it hasn't worked, take that back to our communities, and hopefully we'll see some success.
That's interesting. So like we're getting off the diesel and the gas, things like that. Are you guys going to be planning to do any kind of electrical vehicle kind of plans up there where you guys were at? Because just not too long ago, earlier this year, we had ACEP, the Alaska Center for Energy and Power for Electric Vehicles. They had this electric vehicle come up here. People got to try it out and see how that would work up here. And we discussed the challenges of having an electric vehicle up here, especially here in the Arctic when it's mostly winter all the time. Mm-hmm. Summer's very short. In fact, it's already beginning to get cold. We're beginning to lose sunlight. But the biggest challenges was having a power station to charge these kind of vehicles. And then of course there's the cold, being able to start the vehicle in the morning, and then keeping it charged all night. And then, of course, when you're out there, what happens when the battery dies? What can you do? Do we have like an extra battery? Can we replace it? Is there another battery we could plug it into? Are these things that you guys have thought about from your guys' regions? Because we just recently had that up here, and that was a great discussion with the electric vehicles.
Yeah, I think from a Nunavut perspective, we are definitely looking at that, and especially due to the size of some of our communities. I mean, we sort of range in size in the Kikitani region from about 130 people to about 8,000 people. So the geographic size of communities, I think, could be a good thing for electric vehicles. I think the main challenge for us is that we're still 100% reliant on diesel. So if we're switching to electric vehicles, you're plugging it in, you're still using diesel, and you're still burning fossil fuels, which is a problem. So any sort of switch to electrification or anything like that is still going to be a challenge for us. So what we're trying to do is still address sort of the generation side of things. And if we can, shift some of the generation of electricity to renewables, then I think it's a little bit more viable to be looking at electric vehicles in Nunavut.
That would be great. With all the solar powers and the wind turbines that we have up here now, that's greatly helped us reduce, the uses of diesel and stuff like that, and especially with the upcoming new technologies, again, with the electric vehicles. Last time we were here, not only just we're talking about cars, but we're talking about electric four-wheelers and snow machines, which is like the main transportation up here in the region, because we're not a big city. We're a very rural area, and everyone likes to go out camping and going out into the nature. So like they have these kind of vehicles, and they're becoming more common now. The biggest problem that I saw was like shipping again, bringing those kind of things like the batteries and having a power station to charge these vehicles. So that's a lot of interesting stuff. Also, I wanted to mention too, not too long ago, we got about like 9 more minutes before we end. Not too long ago, we just had Arctic X Summit. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them or at all. So Dr. Geraldine Richmond, she's the Undersecretary for Science and Innovation for the Department of Energy. I think that was the highest ranking member that we had from Washington come up here. So they came up here not too long ago doing the same thing that you guys are doing to look at our power grids and how the small villages are working together too. And she does research in physical sciences for like the nuclear, fossil, and renewable energy and energy system integrity as well. And we discussed all the same things that we are going through. And so I was just wondering if you guys do have like any kind of collaboration of the Arctic Summit, because that's a pretty big group too as well that it's been working here in Alaska. I think they're working with the United or UAF. Yeah, I think that's who they're working with and collaborating with. So, that's a great source to look into. I know they just posted up their results from their visit not too long ago. And so that was very interesting to have too. Is there anything you guys are looking for once you guys get out to the villages?
So I don't know if we've collaborated too much with the Arctic Summit, but I think overall I'm definitely very optimistic about being here and seeing sort of what's being done in Kotzebue and all around Alaska. We've learned a lot about the systems out in Shugnak and other parts of Alaska as well. And so really cool to see the opportunity that's ahead of us in terms of the technologies that we have today with wind and solar and batteries. And new things that are coming as well. We've talked a little bit about hydrogen, different opportunities that are coming, and the technologies are working really well. And it's not actually just about switching off of course it is about reducing our emissions and switching off of diesel, but it's also about lowering costs and improving reliability of our systems. We've learned a lot about how the batteries are able to kick in and provide more reliable power in all of these remote communities where we do experience issues with outages and challenges with the power, and how these new technologies actually work better than what we have today. And so that's been really exciting to see them in operation.
I'm glad you guys mentioned that too. I also wanted to ask, is there like a website or anything like that that you guys have? So if you guys, once you guys are done with your visit, is there like a website you guys will upload your findings and the similarities and differences and everything we can find, because it'd be amazing to learn from you guys as well. It looks like you might have an answer for that.
Yeah, so the University of Alaska Fairbanks is hosting the ARENA program, and so in Alaska, and that's in collaboration with Canada and with Iceland. So each of us, I think Alaska is hosting the ARENA website. I believe the address is www.alaska.edu/arena.
Yeah.
And there's bios of all of the participants, which is fascinating to read in itself. And there will be photographs and some of the findings that we have had during the Alaska onsite. In January, the cohort is going to come together again, and they're going to travel to Whitehorse, Canada. And we're going to be looking at the same things in Canada from a different lens. So we're going to have the Canadians guide us through some of their successes, some of their issues. The whole cohort from Greenland, Alaska, and Canada will convene there. And then in October later this year, we'll be all traveling to Iceland. And again,
Wow.
looking at those, looking through a different lens of the Icelandic people, the same issues, successes, and they have geothermal. They have a whole different energy resource than we do, but they have the same issues, successes, challenges of a remote community, a remote islanded community.
And when you say geothermal, for a lot of our listeners out there that are not familiar with that, is that how is that different from solar and wind time, or is that a difference? Like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, geothermal energy comes from inside the Earth. For many years ago, there was a lot of volcano eruptions all over the world. That means the temperature in the center of the Earth are very, very high. Some places in the world, this temperature are very, very high near the surface of the Earth also. And that's why it's possible to use the heat from it there.
That's amazing. I never even thought about, using the heat as a power generation. Usually we get heat from generating power. And so it's just weird seeing it going the other way around. So that's cool. And I'm glad you guys were able to explain that because I wasn't too sure what that was. And I'm pretty sure there's a few listeners out there as well that wasn't too sure as well. Looking at this, you guys' schedule here too, it looks like you're not only looking at your guys' energies and stuff like that. It looks like you guys are going to be checking out the water power plant and the sewage system here in the lagoon and things like that and the water treatment. So it looks like you guys are doing more than just energy as well. So you guys are definitely getting you guys full of all the different works, and it's especially with a diverse group of people here and working with all this kind of stuff. So how does that play in with the energy that you guys are doing here?
So as we know, that climate change is happening so fast, and it's happening in the north faster. We're seeing it faster in the north than anywhere else, and it's also impacting on people's lifestyles a lot faster in the north as well, and it's impacting on everything. So one of the big drivers from the program is to help try and combat climate change, and it's not just impacting. It's not just the energy, and it's not just air. It is impacting on our water and our sewage systems. So anything that we can do within the clean technology, arena is good for the environment, but most of all, it's good for our communities in the north.
That's that's amazing that you guys are thinking about this kind of stuff, because when I talked to these other people about energy, we never really discussed any of these other outcomes and things like that, and how having a renewable energy source affects the community all around. So it's great that you guys are looking at it from all these different angles to really realize how important it is to have a renewable energy resource, especially being so far away from major cities and things like that. So with that said, I kind of lost my train of thought on that. But go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting sort of the way that we look at energy at NNC, the company that I work for, is recognizing sort of this three-pronged stool approach to renewables. So recognizing the economic benefits, the environmental benefits, and the social benefits. So yes, we're looking to get people off diesel, but it kind of permeates into other areas of the community. So we want to make sure that there's resiliency, we want to make sure that there's affordability, we want to make sure that jobs are created and people feel proud of the systems that are in their communities. So I think that's something that we've really been able to see here in Alaska, and being able to kind of take that away into the communities that we're working in, I think will be really valuable, because it can sometimes feel very, very challenging to get some of these projects through, but it feels a little bit better when you kind of go to other communities and see the successes and seeing that it can be done, and it gives us a little bit more sort of a boost of energy to get something done in our communities.
That's great. We're getting a little bit short on time here now, so we're going to go ahead and quickly wrap things up here real quick. I want to thank you guys again. We had people from Greenland, Canada. I can't remember, so I couldn't remember where everyone else was from. You want to go ahead and just quickly reintroduce you guys yourself again, where you're from, and then we'll wrap it up from there.
Yeah, so Heather Shilton from Iqaluit Nunavut. I'm the director for Nunavut KOTZ AM Corporation, which is the regional Inuit Development Corporation for the Kikitani region of Nunavut, Canada.
And Shabani Chatalia with Enerstar Incorporated from Toronto, Canada.
Yeah, and I'm Niels Erik Halqvist, and I'm from the capital of Greenland, Nuuk, working for the utility company Nuuk. I'm a staff officer and a special advisor within renewable energy.
So I'm Rob Cook. I'm with the Canadian federal government agency Polar Knowledge Canada, and I actually live in Whitehorse in the Yukon.
And I'm Amanda Bird. I am the chief storyteller for the Alaska Center for Energy and Power, or ACEP, at the University of Alaska Fairbanks.
Well, I really appreciate you guys coming in. That was a lot of great information in such a short amount of time, and it's amazing to see all these people collaborate together from all over the world. And you guys definitely opened up my eyes with some of these things, because I never even thought about the impacts of having renewable energy and how it affects everything else from just social, but to like the environment and like the lagoon, the sewage system, things like that. So I hope to see from you guys again, and I hope to check out your guys' website to see what you guys have found, because this has been a very hot topic. This is the last 4 or 5 months. We've had people coming up here all the time talking about energy. So this is great news, and I'm excited to have you guys here. And thank you again. The time is now 10 o'clock here at KOTZ AM 720, right here in Kotzebue, Alaska, on Friday, July 22nd of 2022. Coming up next, we have our Arctic entries.